What's up guys, my name's Matt and today I'm coming at you with another video. I'm going to be talking about what to expect the first week as an automotive technician based off of my first week as an automotive technician. And I'm going to try to actually start a little mini series on this, and I'm going to call it the journey of an automotive technician apprentice. And I hope that this little mini series actually gives new technicians coming into the field or that are thinking about coming in the field some insight on what to expect your first days on the job. So without further ado, let's get into it. What to expect your first week as an automotive technician. Well, for me, this is how it went. Oil changes. You're going to be doing oil changes. Now, this is actually based on working in an independent shop. At a dealership, things could be a little bit different. Actually, probably a lot of bit different. For an independent shop, you're going to be starting out doing oil changes if your shop does them. You're going to be doing tire rotations. You're going to be doing tires and tune-ups. This is how you usually start because they want to see what you can do, like how familiar you are around the car, what kind of tools you know how to use and can't use. They're going to be watching you as you're doing all this. And as you do these jobs, the faster you get, the more you learn, they're going to slowly build you up to the bigger jobs. For me, I started with the oil changes, the tire rotations, and the tires. My shop doesn't get a lot of those, so they kind of just threw me like other small jobs. Small jobs are what you can expect the first week as an automotive technician apprentice, especially at a independent shop. At a dealership, you'll most likely be working alongside someone most of the time, and no matter what job it is, engine replacements, engine teardowns, transmission replacements, teardowns, things like that. No matter what it is, you'll be working and shadowing somebody. Me, over here, kind of working with the shop owner, whenever I need him. He kind of, gives me a job and I jump into it and I start working on it. If I get stumped, I asked him. And we'll get more into that here in a minute. So the small jobs that I get are usually things like tune-ups, water pumps, radiators, and blower motors, blower motor resistors, just things that, things that are not going to be requiring me to take the engine apart, like head gaskets, or take the engine out, replacements and transmissions. I haven't done none of those yet. They're not going to throw you the big bones right off the bat. And here's the thing, when you want to get a job as an automotive apprentice and you're having a really hard time getting it, maybe for multiple reasons. One, everywhere you go, they just don't have time to teach you. They don't have enough people to teach you, or you're kind of getting stagnant in one place. Like dealerships, for example. This is why I ended up at this independent shop that I'm at, is because I got fed up with the dealership life. And over there, they put me on the lube rack and I busted my ass every day, 6 days a week. And I showed them, I tried to pour out as many hours as a lube tech as I can, or as I could. And, I know you're saying like, what, you got paid flat rate as a lube tech? No, I didn't get paid flat rate as a lube tech. I got paid a little commission as a lube tech based on things I sold and certain jobs that I did, like tires and things. But I was very stagnant, and I went and I talked to my boss plenty of times, and to no avail. I couldn't get moved up. And this was actually at a Chevy dealership that I worked at, which was the one dealership that I worked at the longest. I worked at a Ford and I worked at a Toyota dealership. Ford sucked. Toyota was pretty good, but they really wanted like people with seniority and things like that. And it was too far of a drive, and then they wanted you to learn on your days off and come in and not get paid for learning. Yeah, this is what I heard pretty much. But the Chevy dealership I went and I talked to my boss, and at first he agreed. Like, yeah, I want you to learn. Yeah, go and shadow somebody. So I was like, sweet, But the second I would go and shadow somebody, we'd get like 10 oil changes come through the door. And then I'd have to immediately jump off, and before I know it, my day's over, didn't learn anything. So I got fed up with it, and I eventually left. A little over a year later, I ended up at this independent shop. In between, I worked in a couple of factories because I didn't really know what I wanted to do anymore. So just kind of decided to take a break from it and just think about it. Then I decided to try it again because I went to school for it and everything. And I was like, I really like working on cars. So I really want to try to get another job working on cars. So I went to this independent shop and many other independent shops, and I talked to the bosses if I could actually get them to come out and talk to me if they were there. And I called around, and most places they were already full up of techs, or they weren't looking for any people to take under their wings like as apprentices. They were pretty much just wanting somebody with like a lot of years of experience right off the bat. That discouraged me a little bit, but I kept persevering. And this one shop that I went up to, I went in and I gave the guy my resume, and I'm like, look, I mostly only know the lube tech life. Other than working on my own cars and my family's cars and things like that, there's a lot that I have to learn hands-on. Book learning is one thing, hands-on learning is another thing. And so I told him, I just really want to learn. Can you please, take me in? I'll start from the bottom, work my way up. That's what you want to tell somebody that you're going to apply for. You want to tell them, look, I'm willing to do anything. I'll scrub the floors. I'll organize the shop. I'll clean the bathrooms, clean the offices. I'll do the oil changes. Just do anything. You got to start somewhere. Don't go in and tell them, like, yeah, I want to learn immediately how to take out, engines and transmissions and drop frames and, all that shit. Just, don't jump into the big stuff right away. You'll get there. Just go in with a can-do, will-do attitude and tell them that you'll do anything. That's what they want to hear, that you'll do anything. And they'll take you in and they'll see what you can do. And that's what is going on in my shop. They took me in to see what I can do in my first week. Like I said, I consisted of mostly small jobs, oil changes, tire rotations, tune-ups, belts, blower motor. I think the biggest job I did so far was a catalytic converter on a Nissan Cube, if you would consider that a big job. It was kind of a pain in the ass. Ended up having to weld something on that. So that was probably the biggest job I did so far. But every day is just, I'm getting something new and I'm learning something new, and that's how it's going to be. And that's why so far I like working in an independent shop, because we get all these makes and models coming in that we can work on. So I'm getting all kinds of experience on these rather than just one particular brand, make, and model. And while that's cool and all, if you want to do that, go right ahead. But I feel like, learning on different makes and models really helps expand your knowledge and your experience on all different things that you work on. There's a lot of pros and cons to it. And, one day I'll make another video, probably added to this little mini series I'm talking about the pros and cons of working in a dealership in an independent shop. But right now, I just wanted to, let you guys know what to expect the first week. So just going over it one more time, a little quick review. The things you can expect are, you're going to be doing the small jobs first. You're going to be cleaning up the shop. You're going to be organizing the shop. You're going to be doing things you wouldn't expect to be doing. But go into it and do it no matter what it is. This is key to everything. I know what you're saying. You're probably saying that sounds like a kiss-ass move, right? No, this is doing your job. No, you're doing what you're supposed to do. You're not slacking on anything. You're not feeling discouraged to take on any job. You're not huffing and puffing about whatever the boss gives you. Just go and do it. Because at the end of the day, once your boss sees that, he's gonna be like, okay, this guy, he's coming in early. He's doing his job. He's not giving me any lip about doing this and that. And sometimes that's what they're doing to test you, to see how much you can take before, you might break and be like, I don't want to do this. I want to tear apart engines and stuff. Give me something like that. Let it come, guys. Just let it come later. You'll get there. I haven't got there yet, but I know I'm going to get there. And your boss is going to come up to you and he's going to ask you before every job, are you comfortable doing this? And what you're going to say is, honesty is the best answer here. What you're going to say is, if you know how to do it, tell them yes, of course. If you don't, tell them, no, I've never done it before, but I guess I'm going to learn today. And they'll see that, okay, he's very enthusiastic about it. He's ready to jump in the job and take action. And one big piece of advice I can give you when doing this, if you've never done a job before and you're jumping into it, take your time. Don't rush. I know you want to be like, okay, I can be fast this, but if you've never done it before, you're most likely going to fuck up. So you don't want to do that. So just go into it slow, take your time, and also don't be afraid to ask questions. This is a problem in this industry that a lot of people, they don't approach because of pride and ego. Some people think, oh yeah, no, I'm really smart. I know this by the books, but do you know it hands-on, Have you ever taken it apart before? A lot of things can happen when you take it apart. But whenever I usually reach something that stumps me and it makes me scratch my head over and over and over, like, what do I even do here? If you get to that point, go up to the boss and be like, hey, look, I'm stuck. That's all you gotta do. And I know you're thinking like, oh man, if I go up and ask them, I'm gonna feel stupid about it. You're not stupid for asking questions. That's how you learn. That's how we've always learned. We ask questions. And it doesn't matter how obvious the answer can be. Some people just, they take answers differently. And another thing to add to that is actually a quote that I heard a long time ago that has stuck with me ever since. And it is this right here. It is, if you ask a question, you'll feel stupid for 5 minutes. But if you never ask a question, you'll feel stupid for a lifetime. I've always lived by that quote, and it has helped me out through life a lot. It's helped me look at asking questions in a different way other than, looking at it and being like, okay, I'm dumb if I ask this question, No. So guys, with all that said, I hope this gives you guys a little bit of insight on what to expect on your first week. But like I said, every shop is different. Every dealership is different. How they give you work is going to vary between whatever shop you work at. So go into it and do it. That's the best piece of advice I can give you. No matter what they throw at you, just do it. And, do it with confidence. And that way you're going to learn. And once again, don't forget to ask questions. All right, guys. That's probably going to do it for this video. Hope you liked it. Please subscribe to my channel for more content. I not only upload videos like this, but I upload many other types of videos. So feel free to check those out. And I'll get back to you guys again later. So take it easy. And once again, happy Memorial Day.